Support for Mountain Stage is provided by Digital Relativity, a tradigital marketing agency crafting holistic strategies that engage and educate customers by pairing digital and traditional advertising to grow your business. More info at digitalrelativity.com.
There's a spring in the mountain and it flows down to the town.
From NPR Music and West Virginia Public Broadcasting, welcome to a special archive edition of Mountain Stage with Larry Gross. Major funding is provided by Bailey Glasser and the West Virginia Tourism Office. This week's show was recorded in 2012 in Huntington, West Virginia.
Around the world it's just a simple song. This world is turning around, a simple song. Well, thank you so much, and welcome once again to Mountain Stage Live Performance Radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia. And we are in Huntington, West Virginia today, and we are in the historic Keith Albee Theater. This place opened in 1928, and it is something to see. We're here for a very special reason. Mountain Stage is in its 29th season, so we think we've been around a while. But we're youngsters on the scene compared to the Martial Artist Series, which is celebrating its 75th anniversary this year, of bringing great arts and entertainment to the university, Marshall University, and to the city of Huntington. And we are happy to be the last presentation in a great series they've already had this year. We think we have the show appropriate for the occasion. Arlo Guthrie is here and his band, Boys Night Out, one of America's great singers and songwriters. Also, something very special, a local guy, grew up in Huntington, has gone on to become a Broadway star, a very, very talented man. Michael Cerveris is here, and he's brought some friends from New York, Minneapolis, and New Orleans to help him out. He'll be out a little bit later. And we got a bright young group, which I think has a very, very bright future. Delta Ray from over in North Carolina. They're going to be out just a little bit later during this hour. But during the Martial Artist Series, 75 years, they have hosted so many incredible acts. Some of them probably right here on this stage. The Ballet Russe de Monte Carlo has been here. Poets like Edna St. Vincent Millay and Carl Sandburg have read as part of the Martial Artist Series. Van Cliburn has played piano here. Even Eleanor Roosevelt was a guest at the Martial Artist Series. There's only one way to follow that, and that's with the man sitting here beside me, who's been with us several times before. His name is Paul Thorn. He comes from down in Mississippi. His father was a preacher. He grew up in the church, and his uncle was a pimp, so he had two different kinds of influences. He'll tell you all about it, I'm sure. Some people describe his concerts as bringing a six-pack to church. If you've never seen him, you're in for a treat. He's got a CD out there right now of cover songs. Usually he sings his own tunes, but he's got a CD of cover songs called What the Hell's Going On? Please welcome Mr. Paul Thorn.
I ain't good looking. I got a compact car. It don't seem like I'll ever be a star. My clothes are ragged and my rap is too. I ain't always clever when I try to talk to you. But baby, that don't mean I ain't good enough. So accept my love. I don't look like a Chippendale in a black bow tie. I'm at the 7-Eleven from 9 to 5. Rough around the edges, well, that's what I am. So don't write me off, girl, cause I ain't your kind of man. What's in my heart is powerful stuff. So accept my love, accept my love. Why are your standards so high? You ought to give me a try. Why do you treat me so rough? Why won't you accept my love, please? When I'm eating chicken all alone, I think of you, girl, and I gnaw the bone. I dialed your number, but I couldn't get through. So I bought a blow-up doll. It looks just like you. But these rubber lips I'm kissing ain't warm enough. So accept my love, accept my love. Why are your standards so high? You ought to give me a try. Why do you treat me so rough? Why won't you accept my love, please? Thank you. I have 9 albums out. My 10th one's fixing to come out, and I wrote all the songs on my previous album, but I decided I was going to do some songs that I like by other writers, and I'm nervous because I'm fixing to try to do my rendition of somebody else's song. That's a new thing for me. But I like gospel music, and there's a great songwriter friend of mine, his name Buddy Miller, and he wrote this song. I love it. I hope you like it. The earth can shake, the sky come down, the mountains all fall to the ground, but I will fear none of these things. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Dark waters rise and thunders pound. The wheels of war are going round, and all the walls are crumbling. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Shelter me, hide me deep. Oh, I messed up. See, I know I shouldn't have done somebody else's song. Shelter me. Oh, you know what I did? I didn't tune my guitar right. They're going to edit this, right? Okay. But don't messing up ingratiate you to people. Pretend you didn't see that. The earth can shake, the sky come down, the mountains all fall to the ground, but I will fear none of these things. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Dark waters rise and thunders pound. The wheels of war are going round, but in the storm my spirit sings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Shelter me, underneath your wings. Shelter me, hide me deep inside your heart. Shelter me, in your refuge, cover me. The world can shake, but Lord, I'm making you my hiding place. The wind can blow, the rain can pour, the deluge breaks, the tempest roar, but in the storm, my spirit sings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Shelter me, hide me underneath your wings. Shelter me, hide me deep inside your heart. Shelter me, in your refuge, cover me. The world can shake, but Lord, I'm making you my hiding place. On the day they call for me, someday when time no more shall be, I see your death. Where is your sting? Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. I wouldn't make it on American Idol doing stuff like that. After the show tonight, I'll be out there selling my CDs, shaking hands and kissing all the children. So y'all come on out there and get one. Yeah. And if you are listening on the radio, go to paulthorn.com and you can get my new album, What the Hell is Going On. And my daddy being a preacher, I like to use a lot of his tactics he used from the pulpit to get people to do what I want them to do by saying things like this, and it's true. If you don't buy my new CD, you're going to hell. Anyway, and I'd also like to give a shout out to these people in the front. Y'all are sitting in the chairs and they got tables and everything's all laid out for them. Maybe if y'all had done a little bit more with your lives, you could be there too. So let them be your inspiration. They're certainly mine. Anyway, but you know, there's a lot of love songs about being in love and sipping champagne and being married 50 years and being happy and being in love. It's a wonderful thing. But this next song I'm going to sing, it has the exact opposite sentiment of one of them songs. This is a song for a certain group of married people that each night when they kneel by their bed, they pray that their mate will pass away. I got lucky on my birthday. My wife reluctantly let me have my way. She said, "This is for you. Do what you must do. Let me know when you're through." I thought things would change when we tied the knot, but the life I dreamed of ain't what I got. When she says no, she means no. Hell no. I couldn't get laid when I was single. If you threw me in a woman's prison, I am the poster child for total rejection. Celibacy is a cross that I must carry. I couldn't get laid when I was single, so I guess I'll just stay married. Thank you. And I wrote this one. You know, I get frustrated when I sing this song because, you know, I wrote this song and it's probably the greatest song of all time, if you really think about it. And anybody that can write a song as truthful as this should have Arlo Guthrie opening up for them, don't you think? No, I'm just joking, but not really. Anyway, this last verse, it speaks to all the men. And on the last chorus, I'm going to bring out my special guest backup singer, Miss Shaniqua. I've got a bulldog. He lives on a chain. I know what he's going through. I feel his pain. He don't have no fun on that doggy run. he never gets none. He's got potential if he could get free, but he's on his short leash, just like me. He goes through life with hungry eyes, watching bitches go by. I couldn't get laid when I was single. If you threw me in a woman's prison, he's in a prison. I am the poster child for total rejection. He's so pitiful. Celibacy is a cross that I must carry. You ain't getting none. I couldn't get laid when I was single, so I guess I'll just stay married. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. The powers that be tell me I got time to do one more song, and so I'm gonna do it from my heart. I came through a lot in my life, and you have too. Everybody's had a cross on their back, but I'm thankful I'm alive, and I'm thankful I'm still here, and I'm thankful I'm on Mountain Stage tonight. My next door neighbor Joe was out in his yard. He walked out by the mailbox and got hit by a car. I saw it from my front porch while drinking sweet tea. Yeah, I guess I was lucky, it could have been me. I'm still here, I made it through another day. I'm still here, there's more than some can say. When I feel down, I don't shed a tear. I say glory, hallelujah, thank you Jesus, praise the Lord, I'm still here. Are you thankful to be alive tonight? This next verse is true. It's about me. When I was 12 years old, I fell to 6th grade. I sat by myself on the school bus every day. Big bullies beat me up, little girls turned me down. But those trials and tribulations made me who I am now. I'm still here, I made it through another day. I'm still here, there's more than some can say. And when I feel down, I don't shed a tear. I say glory, hallelujah, thank you Jesus, praise the Lord, I'm still here. Father Time is undefeated. Someday he's gonna get us all. He knows my name and he's got my number, but until I get that call, I'm still here. I made it through another day. I'm still here. There's more than some can say. When I feel down, I don't shed a tear. I say glory, hallelujah, thank you Jesus, praise the Lord, I'm still here. Thank y'all so much. I had a good time being with y'all.
The one and only Paul Thorn right there. What the hell is going on is that new CD that he has out now, made up of all cover songs, but whether he sings somebody else's songs or his own, he is one of a kind. Mr. Paul Thorn still lives down in Tupelo, Mississippi. He likes to say he's the second most famous singer from Tupelo. Paul is, he's what I call Americana verite. It's the way it really is. And he's done a lot of things in his life. He was a welterweight boxer. He actually fought Roberto Duran in Madison Square Garden once. He said he got beat, got TKO'd, but they both went to the same hospital in the same ambulance afterwards. Still to come on this show, Mr. Arlo Guthrie will be out during our next hour, and Michael Cerveris, fellow from right here, grew up right here in Huntington, will be out a little bit later during this hour. But right now, we got a real treat in store for you. Some young folks who live over in North Carolina. They were actually raised over there, but they moved around. The three, I should say, not all of them, because three of them are brothers and sisters, and that's who I'm talking about right now. Eric Holgis and Ian Holgis and Brittany Holgis are the three that are related, and they found three other folks to be with them to make the band. One of them, Liz Hopkins, they met when they were in California, and the rest of them they put together when they got the band going. They've been going a couple of years now. They got a new CD that's out there right now called Carry the Fire, and I think you're going to like their sound. They're full of energy, 4 harmonies. The two brothers, Eric and Ian, write the songs. Please welcome for the first time to the mountain stage, Delta Ray.
Panic never stops. It's the rush of wanting it so much that it tears you up. So you drove out of San Francisco with your head in your heart and nothing else to show. Singing, I couldn't wait for it, even on my darkest day. And I stayed awake for it, even on my darkest day.
Thank you guys so much. Again, we are Delta Ray from Durham, North Carolina. So excited to be here. It's tough to follow Paul Thorn because we're just not that funny. But thanks so much for listening, and thanks so much to Mountain Stage for having us. It's our first time in West Virginia all together, and we can't imagine a more fun way to start a very long relationship with the state, we hope. My brother and I have been writing music together since we were about 10 and 12 years old, and this is an original gospel tune that we wrote. It's also the only one that we've made a music video for, so you're welcome to find it out there. It's on deltaray.com. It's called Bottom of the River.
Hold my head, oh baby, it's a long way down to the bottom of the river. Hold my head, oh baby, it's a long way down, a long way down. If you get sleep or if you get night,
The cock's gonna call in the morning, baby.
and check the cupboard for your daddy's guide.
Red sun rises like an early warning.
The Lord's gonna come for your firstborn son.
His hair's on fire and his heart is burning.
So go to the river where the water runs.
Wash him deep where the tides are turning.
And if you fall, and if you fall, hold my hand. Oh, baby, it's a long way down to the bottom of the river. Hold my hand. Oh, baby, it's a long way down, a long way down. The wolves will chase you by the pale moonlight.
Drunk and driven by a devil's hunger.
Drive your son like a railroad spike.
Into the water, let it pull him under.
But though you lift him, let him drown alive.
The good Lord speaks like a rolling thunder.
And let that fever make the water run.
And let the river run dry.
Hold my hand. Oh, baby, it's a long way down to the bottom of the river. Hold my hand. Oh, baby, it's a long way down, a long way down. Hold my hand. Oh, baby, it's a long way, a long way. Hold my hand. Oh, baby,
It's a long way down, a long way down.
All right, I know y'all are seated. You can't really dance to this one. But dance in your seats, I guess.
When I die, I don't wanna rest in peace. I wanna dance in joy. I wanna dance in the graveyards, and while I'm alive, I don't wanna be alone. Mourning the ones who came before. I wanna dance with them some more. Let's dance in the graveyards. Gloria, like
some other name, we kept on calling you and waiting for change. But I belong to all of your mysteries. And all of us were meant for the fire, but we keep rising up and walking the wire. So when we go low, don't lose us in morning. So when I die, I don't wanna rest in peace. I wanna dance in joy. I wanna dance in the graveyards, and while I'm alive, I don't wanna be alone, wanting the ones who gave me before. I wanna dance with them some more. Let's dance in the graveyards. Whoa, let's dance in the graveyards. Whoa, oh my love, don't cry when I'm gone. I will lift you up, air in your lungs, and when you reach for me, dance in the darkness. And we will walk beyond our daughters and sons. They will carry on like when we were young, and we will stand beside, breathing in new life. So when I die, I don't wanna rest in peace. I wanna dance in joy. I wanna dance in the graveyards, and while I'm alive, I don't wanna be alone, wanting the ones who came before. I wanna dance with them some more. Let's dance in the graveyard. Oh, let's dance in the graveyard. All right, sing this next part with me. Whoa, 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 Thank you so much. We're about to rain. Have a great night.
Eric Ian and Brittany Holgis, Liz Hopkins, Mike McKee, and Grant Emerson. Delta Ray from over in North Carolina. And that new CD, Carry the Fire, is out there right now. Excitable youngsters, aren't they? Wow.
You're listening to a special archive edition of Mountain Stage, live performance radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia. We hope you'll go take a look at our brand new website, mountainstage.org. There you'll find links to our podcast, get access to our newsletter, and you can also follow us on just about every form of social media. Remember, if you missed part of an episode, are curious about an artist you recently heard, or you just want to hear something again, visit the podcast section on mountainstage.org. Each podcast includes songs not heard on the radio and the complete finale song. If you enjoy the show, please take a moment to subscribe and leave a review wherever you listen. We return now to this week's Archive Special, recorded in 2012 in partnership with the Martial Artists Series in Huntington, West Virginia.
This is a very special edition of Mountain Stage. We are here as part of the Martial Artists Series, which is celebrating its 75th year, and we're the last event. They've already had some incredible events this year, including Elvis Costello and Glenn Campbell, Michael McDonald, Larry King, and about 20 other attractions, including Broadway shows, films. This is what they've been doing for all of these 75 years. And it makes it especially sweet to be able to introduce the last guest of this hour, because he's a man who grew up here in Huntington, West Virginia. His dad taught at Marshall University. And he and his brother and sister performed here with his dad and his mom. His dad was in the music department. He also formed a rock band when he was in middle school here. And that was the beginning of a career that's gone on to be quite a stellar one. He was an actor as well as a singer and songwriter. And he went from here to Yale and then to New York City, where he first performed on Broadway in The Who's musical Tommy. And he went on after that to do many, many other musicals, including Tony Award-winning The Assassins, where he was John Wilkes Booth. And he was in Sweeney Todd. As a matter of fact, right now, he is in a revival of Evita. But all at the same time, he was writing songs, performing with friends and other folks. He's brought some folks down here from New York and flew one up from Louisiana and one out from Minneapolis so he can do the songs the way he wants to do them. I think he's going to do a couple of originals and a couple of others. Please welcome back to Huntington, Mr. Michael Cerveris.
Thank you. Although I'm not really used to being called that here. I'm used to being called Mike here, so that's how I'll go by tonight. I used to work in this movie theater and the Camelot and the cinema, and I'm going to own up now. We used to pop your popcorn for the week on Wednesday afternoons. I've just outed myself right there. I feel relieved now that I can unburden myself like that. It means so much to me to come back home in this particular way, in this particular building, and to be on Mountain Stage. This song I want to dedicate to the woman who, in seventh grade, walked around music class and listened to everybody singing. So we were singing in Glee Club, and this was before there even was an idea that a TV show could be made about Glee Club. And she walked by me and pointed at me, and I was terrified and thought I must have done something wrong. And she said, "I want to see you after class because I want to hear you sing." And that's kind of how all of this got started. And she's here tonight, too, 91 years young, Mrs. Irving Parsons. She is a true West Virginia treasure, and this song is probably one of the oldest songs that I have, and I think it might make sense why I'm playing it here today. I wish I had a locker somewhere. I wanna write you notes, I'll fold them like triangles. I wanna ask your friends to ask if you'll go out with me. I'll try to look cool if they say yes, 'cause you make me feel like I'm in 10th grade. You make me feel like starting over again. You make me feel like I'm in 10th grade. You make me feel like starting over again. I want to spend my mornings hoping I'll pass you in the hall. I want to eat lunch, wondering where you'll sit. Well, I want afternoons imagining you in dodgeball. I want to walk you home short away along the levee wall, 'cause you make me feel like I'm in 10th grade. You make me feel like starting over again. You make me feel like I'm in 10th grade. You make me feel like starting over again. Woo! I love you so much, I'm scared sick. I wanna actually care which jeans I put on and how my hair's brushed. I wanna write your name on my shoes. I wanna know that no one's ever felt like this before. Well, and how could they? 'Cause there's never ever been someone as beautiful as you who like me. You make me feel like I'm in 10th grade. You make me feel like starting over again. You make me feel like I'm in 10th grade. You make me feel like starting over and 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 over again. You make me feel like I'm in 10th grade. You make me feel like I'm in 10th grade. You make me feel like starting over again. You make me feel like I'm in 10th grade. You make me feel like starting over again. Thank you. It's a Utah Phillips song. Over the green rolling hills,
West Virginia are the nearest place to heaven that I know. Though the times are sad and drear, you can find me here. They will keep me, never let me go. Oh, my daddy said, don't you ever be a miner, 'cause a miner's grave is all you'll ever own. Never have a dime to spare, hard times everywhere. These times, they are the worst I've ever known. But the green rolling hills of West Virginia are the nearest place to heaven that I know.
All the times are
Sad and drear,
and I cannot
linger here. They'll keep me and never let me go. So I'll move away to some northern city, some crowded factory town. You'll find me there. And though I leave the past behind, I won't ever change my mind. For these troubled times, more than I can bear. But the green rolling hills of West Virginia are the nearest place to heaven that I know. Though the times are sad and drear, and I cannot linger here, they will keep me and never let me go. Someday I'll come back to West Virginia, to those green rolling hills I love so well. Yes, someday I'll come home, and I know I'll right the wrongs. These troubled times will follow me no more. Someday I'll come home, and I know I'll right the wrongs. These troubled times will follow me no more. I am aware that some of you, any of you who are familiar with any of the other things I've done, that Larry was so gracious as to catalog, might have come expecting more of a kind of Broadway kind of thing. So sorry we've disappointed you so far, but as a way of saying apology and thank you so much to Larry and Mountain Stage and to Martial Artist Series, which really did bring me my first exposure of the world beyond Huntington and music and art and theater and ballet and so much, and continues to do that, and most remarkably with their programs for kids and letting young people get access to the arts at a high level and from around the world. It's a fantastic series, fantastic enterprise. Just managing to do that for 2 years is incredibly impressive. 75 is just mind-blowing. So congratulations to them, and thank you for having us here. Also, I have to stop and say that this was the song that I performed at the Beverly Hills Junior High School spring show. It was my first contact with this song, and I owe it everything.
Ever since I was a young boy, played the silver ball. Camden Park to Marshall, must have played them all. I ain't seen nothing like him in any amusement hall. That deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. Well, it stands like a statue because part of the machine has feeling all the bumpers, always playing clean. He plays by intuition, no digit counts fall. Well, that deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. He's a pinball wizard, there has to be a twist. Pinball wizards got such a simple wrist.
How do you think he does
I
it?
don't know.
What makes him so good?
He ain't got no distractions, can't hear those buzzes and bells, can't see those lights of flashing. Guess he plays by sense of smell, always gets a replay, never tilts at all. That deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. I thought I was the valley table king. I just handed my pinball crown to him.
How do you think he does
I
it?
don't Thank you, Huntington. I adore you.
Michael Cerveris and Loose Cattle right there. Working on a new record called Leave the Light On. Be out soon. Recording that down in New Orleans. His last CD was dog-eared. Right now, his latest role on Broadway is that of Juan Perón in the revival. That's the word I'm looking for. The revival of Evita. You can also see him on television. He plays the Observer on Fringe, the Fox Network, and Marvin Frey on HBO's Treme, and he learned it all right here in Huntington, West Virginia, at Beverly Hills Middle School, apparently. It's great to bring back a fellow who worked in this very theater.
We'd love to say a special hello to you if you're listening over WBST in Muncie, Indiana, or via KENW in Portales, New Mexico. We hope you'll be with us next week as we share an episode from our archives recorded in 2010 on the campus of West Virginia University in Morgantown, West Virginia. Our guests will be Liz Wright, the Holmes Brothers, Diolinda, Raul Midon, the Paper Raincoat, and Fruit Bats. You're listening to a special edition of Mountain Stage, live performance radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia. Support for Mountain Stage comes from this station and from West Virginia Public Broadcasting. Hotel accommodations for Mountain Stage guests are provided by the Charleston Marriott Town Center Hotel, centrally located for the business and pleasure traveler in downtown Charleston's retail district. This is Mountain Stage from NPR.
Thank you so much. Welcome to the second half of this very special edition of Mountain Stage from the historical Keith Albee Theater in Huntington, West Virginia, where we are celebrating the 75th anniversary of the Martial Artists series. During this hour, we have a very special guest. Mr. Arlo Guthrie will be out. Well, we're going to open up with the Mountain Stage Band and Julie Adams, and they're going to do a tune by a man who was in the very first class of inductees to the West Virginia Music Hall of Fame, Billy Ed Wheeler. It's called High Flying Bird. Say hello to Julie Adams.
There's a high-flying bird flying way up in the sky, and I wonder, does she look down here as she goes on by, riding on the air so easy in the sky. Now the sun, it comes up and it lights up the day. And when he gets tired, oh, he just goes on down his way. To the east, to the west, he meets God every day. But look at me here, I'm rooted like a tree here. I got those sit down, can't cry, can't fly, I'm gonna die blue. Now I had a man live down by the mine. Never saw the sun, but he never, never, never stopped trying. Then one day, oh, he up and died. Oh, my man up and died. You know he wanted to fly, and the only way to fly is to die. There's a high flying bird flying way up in the sky, and I wonder if she looks down here as she goes on by. She's riding on the air so easy in the sky. But look at me here, I'm rooted like a tree here. I got those sit down, can't cry, can't fly, I'm gonna die. Sit down, can't cry, can't fly, I'm gonna die. Sit down, can't cry, can't fly, I'm gonna die blue.
Julie Adams, the Mountain Stage Band, A High Flying Bird by Billy Ed Wheeler.
You're listening to a special archive edition of Mountain Stage, live performance radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia. If you have questions, suggestions, or just want to let us know how you listen to the show each and every week, we'd love to hear from you. Send your feedback to larry@mountainstage.org. And for more music, photos, and news on when we can invite you to come see us again, you can always check out our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram feeds. We return now to this week's archive special, recorded in 2012 in Huntington, West Virginia.
Well, over the years, the Marshall Artist Series has brought some incredible performers, artists, to perform here in Huntington. People like B.B. King, Willie Nelson, Harry Belafonte, Bill Monroe, Odetta. We wanted to celebrate the right way by bringing somebody who was a part of the fabric of American music, and I think we've done that. Please welcome back to the Mountain Stage, Arlo Guthrie.
Thank you. It is very nice to be back here. This is, I don't know how many times I've done this, but it's always been fun. And I'm here tonight with family and friends. This is my son Abe here, who's playing keyboard with me, and my grandson Krishna on guitar tonight. My old buddy Terry Oliveira on the drums back there. And we've been on the road for the better part of a year, and we're just coming up to the end of a tour, so we are happy to be here. In July 2012, we're going to be celebrating the 100th birthday of my father, Woody Guthrie, and we're getting ready for that. I was looking for some thoughts of his that might seem current today, and there's quite a few of them. He said one time, if a farmer robs a bank, within minutes, there's a lot of people looking for that guy. You got the chief of police and the deputies and the marshals and the FBI and the state police. And there could be hundreds of people looking for one guy in just a couple of minutes. But if a bank robs a farmer, it's a different world out there, ain't it? And he wrote this song. If you gather round me, children, a story I will tell about pretty boy Floyd the outlaw. Oklahoma knew him well. It was in the town of Shawnee on a Saturday afternoon. His wife beside him in his wagon, as into town they rode. Their deputy sheriff approached them in a manner rather rude, using vulgar words of language, and his wife she overheard. Pretty boy grabbed a log chain, and the deputy grabbed a gun, and in the fight that followed, he laid that deputy down. He took to the trees and the timbers, and he lived a life of shame. Every crime in Oklahoma was added to his name. He took to the trees and the timbers of the Canadian River shore, but the outlaw found a welcome at many a farmer's door. There's many a starving farmer, the same old story told, how the outlaw paid their mortgage and saved that little homes. And others tell you of a stranger who had come to beg a meal, and underneath his napkin left $1,000 bill. It was in Oklahoma City, it was on a Christmas day. There come a whole carload of groceries with a letter that did say, you say that I'm an outlaw, yes, you say that I'm a thief. Well, here's a Christmas dinner for the families on relief. It's through this world I've rambled, I've seen lots of funny men. Some will rob you with a 6-gun, and some with a fountain pen. But it's through your life you ramble, and it's through through your life you roam. You won't ever see an outlaw drive a family from their home. Now, of course, the first songs that my father ever heard was long before there was radio. They was just getting light bulbs out there in that part of Oklahoma. So they didn't have the radios or the record players, and people sat around like they'd been doing for countless generations, just singing the old songs, you know. And the first songs my father ever heard was the ones that his mother, my grandmother, would sing him when he was just a little kid. And later on in life, he had some thoughts about that, and he wrote it down. It was a sort of a song, but if he had a tune to it, it went with him. He couldn't write music, so it left with him. And it just sat there, words on a piece of paper. Till about 2 years ago, when my old friend Janice Ian got a hold of the lyrics and put a little tune to it and brought a song to life. And I just thought it was so pretty, I thought I'd sing it for you tonight. It goes something like this. If I could only hear my mother sing again, if I could hear you now as easily as then, all the friends and family would sing along with me, set your spirit free. In my heart, I hear you sing again. Every note as natural as then. And when I sing those songs to family and friends, in my heart I hear you sing again. I know the troubled times that turned your hair to gray, and all the tears and sorrows followed to your grave. But deep within the heart of hunger, there were always melodies passed from you to me. In my heart, I hear you sing again. Every note as natural as then. And when I sing those songs to family and friends, in my heart, I hear you sing again. And it's a long, long road I've come since my mother's voice was heard. But the child I can't outrun still hangs on every word. In my heart, I hear you sing again. Every note as natural as then. And when I sing those songs to family and friends, in my heart I hear you sing again. In my heart I hear your voice again. My father recorded about 200 songs, and about half of them were just the old songs, you know, the old cowboy songs, whatever that he grew up hearing. And so when I grew up, a folk singer was somebody who knew a lot of the old songs and sang them, and maybe once in a while wrote a new song or something like that. Although these days, when you hear the word folk singer, you generally think of somebody singing songs in the key of me. And I'm as guilty as that as the next guy, so I don't have a problem with it. But I do like the old songs, too. And so here's one that I just love from New Orleans. It was down in old Joe's barroom at the corner by the square. The drinks were served as usual, and the usual crowd was there. Now on my left stood Big Joe McKennedy. His eyes were bloodshot red, and as he looked at the gang around him, these were the very words he said. I went down to the St. James Infirmary. I saw my baby there, stretched out on a long white table, so young, so cold, so fair. 17 coal black horses hitched to a rubber-tired hack. 7 girls going to the graveyard, only 6 of them are coming back. Well, let her go, God bless her, wherever she may be. She may search this wide world over and never find another man like me. When I die, just bury me in my high-top Stetson hat. Place a $20 gold piece on my watch chain to let the Lord know I died standing pat. I want 6 crap shooters for my pallbearers and a chorus girl to sing me a song. Place a jazz band on my hearse wagon just to raise hell as we roll along. But now that you've heard my story, I'll take another shot of booze. And if anyone here should ask you, I've got the gambler's blues. Oh, man. I love the songs from New Orleans, you know, just good old stuff. As a matter of fact, I spent a lot of time, you know, down there just because that's where the music of this country is really sort of born in some ways, you know, with people with different backgrounds and different everything got together, started playing, and it's never been the same since. And I love that, you know. Matter of fact, one of my first heroes, a guy named Hughie Ledbetter, came from Louisiana. Everybody called him Leadbelly, you know. Actually, he's the first memory I have in my whole life. I was 2 years old, and I know I was 2 because by the time I was 3, he was already gone. He was born 1880-something in Louisiana, and, you know, grew up playing everything, guitars. He was the king of the 12-string guitar. And, but he played the squeeze box and the piano and air, I mean, whatever he can get his hands on. And, but he got in a fight one time, and somebody died, and he was in the penitentiary down there for a long time. He was going to be there for a long time, but they let him out. They gave him a full pardon because he wrote great songs. What a freaking concept. Imagine how many songs are locked up around the world right now, you know. But he's the first memory I've got. I, 2 years old, standing there, come up to his knee or something like that. And I started thinking about that recently. Why would standing next to somebody for probably a couple of seconds in your life stay with you the entire time? There's no answer to it. I was just thinking about it. But I grew up singing the songs. I played the 12 string because of him. I worked with guys like Pete Seeger for 30, 40 years, and every show we ever did together, there was always a Lead Belly song in there, you know, and so I love the man. A couple of years back, we was in Louisiana. We had some days off. We were on the road and not enough time to go anywhere. So we just sat there, and I looked at the band. I said, "We're going on a mission from God." And they went, "Oh, man, not one of those." I said, "Yeah, we're going to find Lead Belly's grave." I knew he was buried somewhere in Louisiana, you know. And there's no point of interest on the GPS that says Lead Belly's grave. You got to drive around asking people. So we're driving around, eventually outside of Shreveport. We come up to a little church up on a hill. We pull a bus around the back. We're walking through this graveyard, and we're looking around. And sure enough, we come to this big tombstone, bigger than all the rest of them. And it said, "Hughie Leadbelly, king of the 12-string guitar, a Louisiana legend." We had found Lead Belly's grave. And I was so freaking excited. It had a big wrought iron gate all around him, you know. Somebody said, "They still got him locked up." So we broke that open. We got out the 12-string, and I sat on his grave like I remember sitting in his lap when I was a kid, you know, and just sang some of the old songs. This is one of my favorites. I'm Alabama bound. I'm Alabama bound. And if the train don't stop and turn around, I'm Alabama bound. Oh, don't you leave me here. Oh, don't you leave me here. And if you must go anyhow, leave a dime for beer. I'm Alabama bound. I'm Alabama bound. And if the train don't stop and turn around, I'm Alabama bound. Yellow green is gone. Yellow green is gone. You know she's running through the country with a long clothes on. Alabama bound. I'm Alabama bound. I'm Alabama bound. And if the train does stop and turn around, I'm Alabama bound. You know the preacher preached. He passed the hat around. He said, "Come on, people, shoot your money to me. I'm Alabama bound. I'm Alabama bound. I'm Alabama bound. And if your train don't stop and turn around, I'm Alabama bound. I'm Alabama bound. I'm Alabama bound. And if the train don't stop and turn around, I'm Alabama bound. I remember actually the first song I wrote, one of the first songs I ever wrote on a 12-string. Whoops, let me see if I can find the right thing for this thing. Yeah, there we go. Man, I remember it was back 1965. I was going out to the West Coast for the first time, and I was so excited. I was going to open a show for Sonny Terry and Brownie McGee. I was about 18 years old, and man, I'd never been to the West Coast, so I was looking forward to it. My mom was nervous. I was going out on my own, you know, and she said, "Arlo, if you're going out there all by yourself, you've got to stay with family or friends." And I said, "Mom, we don't have family or friends out there." She said, "Well, then the next best thing." The next best thing was a guy named Ramblin' Jack Elliott. And Ramblin' Jack had traveled around with my father, took good care of him on the road for a couple of years, and at 18 years old, I knew Ramblin' Jack better than my mom. I was freaking eager to stay with Ramblin' Jack. I didn't let her know that. I said, "Well, if I have to." So I get out to the West Coast, and Ramblin' Jack's there, and he was in those days and remains to this very day a rodeo fanatic. So I got to his house, and we put down my stuff. When we walked down the road, he was living in Malibu, just north of Los Angeles, and we walked to this rodeo arena. The Trancas Riders and Ropers Association was having some event going on, barrel riding, that kind of stuff. And there was a parade going by on horseback, you know, and leading that parade was the most beautiful woman I'd ever seen in my life. Stop you cold, drop dead, drooling out of both sides of your face, gorgeous, you know. I was just looking. She didn't even look at me. So I was feeling depressed. And I didn't realize it at the time, neither did she, that we'd meet again in a few years, get married, have kids, still married, same kids, everything. But at that time, we didn't know that. So Jack saw the look in my face. He looked at me. He said, "Arlo, take this." I said, "What is it?" He said, "Don't worry, it'll wear off." I remember having some strange dreams that night. I got up the next morning, wrote this song, put it on the first record that come out a couple of years after that. Still one of my favorite songs from that time. It goes something like this. Sail with me into the unknown void that has no end. Swept along the open road that don't seem to begin. Come with me and love me, babe. I may be back again. Meantime, I'll keep sailing down this highway in the wind. Evenings just begin the days that follows with the night. To love you and to be with you, to say that it's alright. Love me while you have me, babe. I may be back again. Meantime, I'll keep sailing down this highway in the wind. There's times I feel like going, times I wanna stay, times that I ain't feeling well, times I feel okay. Now you have time for love, babe. We may have time again. Meantime, I'll keep sailing down this highway in The fortune teller tells me I have somewhere to go. I look and try to understand. I wonder how she knows. So I must be going now. I'm losing time, my friend, looking for a rainbow down this highway in the wind. So I must be going now. I'm losing time, my friend, looking for a rainbow down this highway in the wind. You know, if you ever been to a place where something happened, something important, there's a feeling to it. You know what I mean? I mean, people go there because they can feel something. Could be a battlefield or natural disaster. Could be something good, like a big party or something. And but whatever it is, there's something that history leaves in places like that. And the more people that go and see it, there's a little piece of them that stays too. And so over time, the place gets to be, I don't know what the word is, just more of it. You know what I mean? The same thing happens with songs. You got these old songs, sometimes they don't mean a whole hell of a lot in and of themselves, but because of the spirit of the people that have been singing them for so long, they take on something bigger than life, bigger than what was originally intended. This song sort of feels like that to me. As I went walking that ribbon of highway, I saw above me an endless skyway. I saw below me a golden valley. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land, and this land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters, this land was made for you and me. I've roamed and rambled, and I followed my footsteps through the sparkling sands of your diamond deserts. And all around me a voice was sounding, this land was made for you and me. This land is your land, and this land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters, this land was made for you and me. I was thinking about this song the other day. I didn't mean to stop, but sometimes you get in the middle of something and something gets in your mind, and what's left of it. I mean, because there's so much going on in the world right now, sometimes you think, what does singing these old songs got to do with anything? I mean, you got the flood, famine, earthquake, disease, disasters, tsunamis, hurricanes, you got the tornadoes, you got the volcanoes, mudslides, whiteout, storm, whatever, you know. Anywhere in the world, any one of them things could be just happening. And that's just the regular natural stuff that you would expect in a world like ours. And that's not even to mention the stuff people are doing to each other. That's getting crazy. Not just around the world, here in this country too. People just getting nuts. People say, well, it's just that communication's better. We're hearing about it. BS. People are getting crazier, I know. I'm one of them. So you wonder if anybody can do anything about it. If any one person could make some kind of a difference. You know what I mean? And so you vote for this guy or that gal, whatever. You usually have the feeling after you voted the same way you had it before you did. It just takes time. But you wonder, can anybody make a difference? And it reminded me of that old story of Joseph. Now, don't get me wrong. I was doing this in Utah one night. They had a whole nother Joseph going on for the longest time. I'm talking about the original Joseph. The one with the coat. You know, in The Brothers? They got that out here, right? Yeah. So they got the brothers, and the brothers didn't like their brother Joseph very much. You know the story. And not just because he had the coat, but they was pretty sure that their pop liked Joseph more than them. They might have been right. I didn't read it that carefully. But it seemed like one morning, the brothers got up early like they did every morning, went down the road feeding the flocks, whatever they were supposed to be doing, and Joseph must have slept in that day. Because his pop come on down there and said, Joseph, what are you doing hanging around the house, dude? Why aren't you down the road helping your brothers and stuff? Obviously, I'm paraphrasing here, as well as translating. Joseph said, oh, okay. So he gets himself together. He goes down the road to where his brothers are supposed to be. But they're not there. Now, the Bible says that there's a man. He doesn't even have a name, just an anonymous dude standing in a field saying, they went that way. Joseph said, oh, okay. So he gets himself together. He goes down the road. Sure enough, runs into his brothers. Meanwhile, the brothers been plotting against him the whole time. Some say, let's do this to him. Some say, no, let's do that to him. They can't make up their mind. But somehow, Joseph ends up sold into slavery in a caravan going down to Egypt. And he gets down there and he ends up in the jail, in a cell, with a couple of big bruisers or something. Nothing changes. Not only that, one of these bad guys in there is having like bad dreams at night. Like it ain't bad enough. But Joseph is good with dreams. So Joseph straightened out the guy. And the guy said, Joseph, if I ever get out of here, buddy, I'll help you out. I'll do something for you. Sure enough, the guy gets out. Forgets about his buddy Joseph. Start rising up in the ranks, getting close to the Pharaoh or something. A few years goes by. One day, the Pharaoh starts having strange dreams. He calls for his pipe and his fiddlers three, whatever. They come on out there, they can't think of nothing. Now everybody in Egypt is nervous. The Pharaoh got the strange look in his eyes, having weird dreams. Nobody knows what's going on. We've been there. All of a sudden, this guy said, wait a minute. I know somebody is good with dreams. He remembers his buddy Joseph. And he goes and he gets him out of the jail, brings him up to the Pharaoh, introduce him. Joe, Pharaoh Joe. And the Pharaoh started talking about the dreams and stuff. And Joseph said, oh, that's easy. You're going to have 7 good years. Rain to be falling, wheat fields waving in the wind. It's going to be very nice. But it's going to be followed by 7 bad years where the rain going to quit and the wheat fields turns to dust and blows away. It's going to be bad. And the Pharaoh said, whoa. And he looked around. He said, fiddlers, you out of here. You didn't do nothing. Joe, you the man. And he puts Joseph in charge of everything. And Joseph started building some granaries to put some stuff aside during the good time in case the bad time should come, like what he's saying. And sure enough, it comes. It's bad. It's not just bad in Egypt. It's bad everywhere. So back at the farm, Pop and the boys are sitting around saying, it's bad. Pop said, well, some of you boys go down to Egypt, see what they're done. So he sent a few of the boys down to Egypt. To make a long story short, they run into their brother Joseph. He's saying, hey, it's me, Joseph. They're going, uh-oh. He said, don't worry about that. Go home, get Pop, the women, the children, the flocks, and everybody. Bring them on down to Egypt. We'll be living half the hog. It's not the words he would have used. But sure enough, that's what they did. Went down there living generation after generation, doing pretty good till one year they got a bad crop of pharaohs. It happens. Although that's farther than I wanted to go. That gets us to Moses, and I wasn't going to go that far. But I've been doing this over 40 years. I know how that man felt. I just hope it doesn't take another 40 years to get somewhere. Of course, that's what happened to them. But out of that, comes some good stuff. David and Goliath. That was good. I liked that when I was a kid. Out of that family come Jesus. Now what? A couple of 1,000 years after that. I mean, there's a lot of history I've just been through here in a very short amount of time. And there might be a lot of people here tonight that has a lot to say about any one part of it. But I'm here tonight to remind all of you that all of this history, every single piece and part of it, depends upon one unknown anonymous dude standing in a field saying, they went that way. Without that guy, there's no Joseph. Without Joseph, there's no Pharaoh, no Moses, David, Goliath, Jesus. If you ever wondered what one person could do in this world, wonder no more. You don't have to know nothing. You could just be sitting around, somebody say, which way to go? They went that way. And the whole freaking world could hinge on you. And you wouldn't even know about it. And I'm sure that man is standing around somewhere saying, I should have given my name. Too late, Bubba. But there's a verse about it. It goes something like this. The sun comes shining, and I went strolling, the wheat fields waving, and the dust clouds rolling. The fog was lifting, and a voice was chanting, this land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters, this land was made for you and me. Well, you know, I've been singing this song since I was just a little kid. I actually remember when I learned it. I was in the 5th grade when I discovered civil disobedience. It suddenly occurred to me that homework was wrong. Regular people went to work, come home, weren't expected to continue working. Why should that be any different for kids? And so I just stopped doing it. My mother appreciated the principle, but not the application. So she pulled me out of the regular school and put me in a progressive school the very next day so I could progress. I walked into the new school the first day, and all the kids were standing up that morning singing my father's song, This Land is Your Land. I was the only one there, didn't know the words. Nobody ever told me that stuff was famous outside of our house. When you're a kid, you don't think of that stuff. So I ran home crying at the end of the day, had tears in my eyes, and I told my father what happened. And he made me bring him this little 3/4 size Gibson guitar, which I got for my 5th birthday, and I still have it. And he showed me the chords to the song, and then he showed me the words, and I learned them. And when I had that much under my belt, he taught me some verses that wasn't in the school book version. So when I went back the next day, I went back armed. And I've been singing the song ever since. The last verse he ever sang to me out in the backyard that day is one I'll leave with you right now. For all the people around the world, you know, out in the streets, like I said earlier, taking their lives in their hands out in the Middle East. And other people just, you know, trying to brave the craziness of the world here in this country out there, trying to make a difference. I don't agree with everybody that's ever out there doing anything. That's not the point. I like the idea when people are feeling that they're free to say what's on their mind. Get out there and do it. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, I noticed some months back, Hank Jr. got in trouble for saying something somewhere. It was just, it was silly, whatever it was, and it wasn't even that bad. And he lost that job on Monday Night Football. And I got pissed off. And I wrote him a little note. I said, Hank, we probably don't agree on anything. But when people start being afraid that they're going to lose a job or lose some of this or that because of what they've got to say, it's going to start to get dangerous. It's better to say the wrong thing than to feel like you ought not to say anything. So for everybody out there around the world and hearing my voice, and for the folks here tonight, I'll leave you with this last verse I ever heard. It goes something like this. Nobody living can never stop me as I go walking my freedom highway. Nobody living can make me turn back. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters, this land was made for you and me. This land is your land, and this land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters, this land was made for you and me. Thank you very much. I'll tell you what. They're giving me the finger back there. Not that one. The one that says one more. So, back in 1970, I was playing in Chicago one night in a little club. In those days, we weren't playing like one night like these days. We were playing weeks at a time, 2 or 3 shows a night. Didn't get out till 2 or 3 in the morning. I finished the show one night, walking out with my guitar as a little guy gets in my way. He says, "Arlo, I want to sing you a song." I said, "Come on, man. I don't want to hear no songs. I hate songs. I don't even like my songs. Why should I like your songs?" And I was tired. I was being a butthead. I wanted to get out of there, you know. He said, "Arlo, I just want to sing you one song." This is the song he sang me. He became my good friend. His name was Steve Goodman. Riding on the city of New Orleans, Illinois Central, Monday morning rail. 15 cars, 15 restless riders, 3 conductors, 25 sacks of mail. All along the southbound Odyssey, the train pulls out at Kankakee, rolls along past houses, farms, and fields, passing trains that have no names, freight yards full of old black men, and the graveyards of the rusted automobiles. Good morning, America, how are you? Say, don't you know me? Native son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done. Dealing card games with the old man in the club car. Penny a point, ain't no one keeping score. Pass the paper bag that holds the bottle. Feel the wheels run beneath the floor. Then the sons of Pullman porters and the sons of engineers ride their father's magic carpet made of steel. Mothers with their babes asleep, rocking to the gentle beat, and the rhythm of the rail is all they feel. Good morning, America, how are you? Say, don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done. Nighttime on the city of New Orleans, changing cars in Memphis, Tennessee. Halfway home and we'll be there by morning. Through the Mississippi darkness, rolling down to the sea. But all the towns and people seem to fade into a bad dream, and the steel rail still ain't heard the news. The conductor sings his songs again. The passengers will please refrain. This train's got the disappearing railroad blues. And good night, America, how are you? Say, don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done. Well, good night, America, how are you? Say, don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done.
Halle Berry, Arlo Guthrie. His latest recording is on his own label, Rising Sun Records, called In Times Like These. Our sincere thanks to Arlo Guthrie for visiting us here once again to help us celebrate the 75th anniversary of the Martial Artist Series here in Huntington, West Virginia. Our thanks also to hometown boy Michael Cerveris, to Delta Ray, and to Paul Thorn. And we're going to bring everybody back out and do one more song for you. Our thanks to you folks here in the Keith Albee Theater. And of course, as always, special thanks to you listening at home, because without you, there would be no Mountain Stage.
You've been listening to a Mountain Stage Archive special, recorded in Huntington, West Virginia. We hope you'll be with us next week as we share another episode from our archives recorded in 2010 on the campus of West Virginia University in Morgantown, West Virginia. Our guests will be Liz Wright, the Holmes Brothers, Diolinda, Raul Midon, the Paper Raincoat, and Fruit Bats.
Mountain Stage is produced by Larry Gross and Adam Harris, associate producers Jeff Shirley, assistant producers Vasilia Skouras, production managers Paul Flaherty. We're engineered by Francis Fisher, Richie Collins, and Jim Raines. Lodgings provided by the Marriott Town Center Hotel, centrally located for the business and pleasure traveler in downtown Charleston. I hope you'll go out and hear some live music wherever you are just as soon as you can. You've been listening to Mountain Stage, live performance radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia. And to finish us off, I'm going to turn it back over to Arlo Guthrie. He's going to do a song with us, all of us, that he co-wrote with his father. Once again, Arlo Guthrie. Thank you.
Now, the good part about this is that none of us have rehearsed this song. Nobody up here knows it, including me. But anybody can get up here singing songs they know. So I'm going to sing it. It's 2 short verses, that's all it is. And if there's some words back here, you can pass them out. If not, I'm going to sing the same 2 verses again. And then I'm going to ask all of you to help us out. I'll give you the words. Like I said, I sung with Pete for years. I know how to do that. And so here we go. Just a little peace song. My peace is all I've got that I can give to you. My peace is all I've ever had. It's all I ever knew. I give my peace to green and black, to red and white and blue. My peace is all I've got that I can give to you. That's the first verse. Here's the second. My peace is all I've got. It's all I've ever known. My peace is worth 1,000 times more than anything I own.
Major funding for Mountain Stage is provided by Bailey Glasser and the West Virginia Tourism Office. This is NPR.